What's up, world? Jaquel Winbush here, your host of Back to the Basics of Health and Wellness Podcast, where we're going to be talking about lifestyle, health, and wellness. Let's get into it.
Daddy, it's time to start your podcast.
On today's episode, we'll be talking to Coach Atlas of Atlas Wellness. Ready? Let's get into it. Hey, Coach Atlas, how you doing today, sir?
Good afternoon. I'm great. How about you?
All is well, man. Thank you for coming on today's show as we're going to talk about Atlas Wellness and get into all things that you do, how you serve the people in your community, in and out of your community, and at a in the world at large. Let's put it like that. So if you could tell us, what is Atlas Wellness? What do you do over there at Atlas Wellness?
Atlas Wellness. Wow, that's a good question. What we do at Atlas Wellness is, what I do at Atlas Wellness is I'm a kettlebell instructor, a strength performance coach, all around just strength, endurance, strength. Well, strength, this is a strength coach in general, pardon me, not strength, endurance, or all around. This is strength performance coach and all around just strength coach. And kettlebell is the weapon that I choose to use as my main weapon of choice. There's other weapons as well, but kettlebell is the one that I'm focused on the most.
Nice. And what brings you to the kettlebell out of all of like the dumbbells and all the different machinery that we will have in the gym? What stands out with the kettlebell?
Man, so person I consider to be my mentor, his name is Darius Gilbert. He's out of Alexandria, Virginia, and he has dynamic sport performance. One of the things that he always says is just put the kettlebell in somebody's hand and let them take a walk with it, and that's all you need to do. Nice. So I'm kind of in that same arena. I'm the guy that used to do chest and triceps on Mondays, back and biceps on Tuesdays, cardio Wednesdays, core Thursday, Friday legs, Saturday a hodgepodge of everything, Sunday yoga and or rest, and then repeat. Once I touched the kettlebell, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You kind of turn everything on instantly. It's just a different feeling.
Yes. So,
kind of led to the kettlebell by Dr. Gray Cook. Back in 2009, 2010, reading a book called Kettlebells from the Ground Up. And that's pretty much started my journey with just utilizing kettlebells on a day-to-day basis, or just becoming more specific in approach with the kettlebell.
Nice. So I've worked with kettlebells before, and it is, like you said, it's a different weapon of choice in the gym. And what a lot of people don't realize is that you can get a total body workout with the kettlebell. So can you dive into like different types of workouts that you may do with your clients on a day-to-day basis with the kettlebell?
Oh, sure. So it really depends on what the client is looking for, and always it's a combination of what they need. So the goal is, to give you a little bit of what you want, and meet that with something that you need, and hopefully it has a good marriage as far as program design is concerned. So depending upon what you need, if you're looking for, I have some runners. For my runners, we do kettlebell deadlifts or kettlebell swings, and the kettlebell swing is what we call a ballistic version of the deadlift. And this is a good way to get into the posterior chain or the back of your body. And that's really good. So we call the back of the body the go muscles and the front of the body the show muscles. So you can really, really get into the kettlebell from a performance perspective, or should I say you can get into the back of your body from a performance perspective via the kettlebell. Just the way that the kettlebell is contoured lends itself to more intrinsic or reflexive strength. So you can mix in some HIIT style workouts, which are high intensity. I wouldn't do that the whole session, maybe about 5 to 10 minutes of the session, depending upon what we're looking for. You can do traditional things to help open up the hips. You can do pie and goblet squats. You can do posture work such as rack carries or overhead carries. You can do general tissue building such as like split stance rows or just general shoulder presses. So it really all depends. There's a variety of things I can do and that I do with different clients. I have my youngest client is 15. My oldest client is 75.
Okay. Yeah, I was just
So,
about to get into that. I was going to ask you that question.
yep.
Yep. Cool. So with the, I guess with the older clients, uh, do they come into like your like, do you have clients all over where you could do Zooms or in person? Like how does it work with your program?
Yep. So, the world took a turn for everybody, right? In
Absolutely.
2020. And once that happened, we all had to adjust. So, with that being said, I have clients via Zoom in different places that I never would have thought of. I have clients in Colorado. I've had consultations and conversations with people in San Francisco. I have clients that train in Charlotte, North Carolina, upstate New York. Also, people that right here where I am in New Jersey that I see online as well. And I have people that I see in person as well.
Okay.
So, again, really depends on the person's comfort level, how they feeling about training, things like that. For me, I prefer seeing you in person because it's 3 dimensions and I get a chance to like troubleshoot the situation better than via Zoom. However, you live in a said climate where some people are more comfortable with Zoom, things like that, and you make the adjustments.
Okay, nice. So let's take it back a little bit. How did you, get involved and get into the kettlebell workouts and the strength training and becoming a strength performance instructor? How did that all come about? Like, was it from something from your childhood that brought you into becoming an entrepreneur to do these things? How did it come about?
So I'm gonna strive to be as concise as possible here.
All right.
I was working at the post office because I know I'm kind of wordy as well.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, we're here for it. We're here for it.
I appreciate that. So I was working at the post office, and my cousin Barry, I was talking to him about doing pull-ups. He saw me do a pull-up, and he said, "Oh wow, you told me about going to work out, but I didn't know you was doing it like this. You need to go to school for this." And I vividly remember having a conversation with him saying like, "Nah, you can't go to school for what we do." And he said, "Yeah, you could go to school." But I was so caught into the type of exercises that we do from a body weight perspective that it's not quote unquote written in the books that I couldn't go to school for it. However, just the perspective of the science of human movement, you can go to school for it. So pretty much my cousin saw me do some pull-ups and he like really pressed upon me like, "Man, you need to go to school for this and you need to like consider this." I went to school at the same time. The town that I live in, Montclair, in the state of New Jersey. I was at the Montclair YMCA, the supervisor and the director at that time. I would always be there training, talking to people. And I asked, how could I get my feet wet in the industry? They said, you could start right here.
Nice.
So it kind of was just like a perfect storm for me without even quote unquote trying. The background I have, I've never really played organized sports. I did play sports, always worked out, but never had a consistent schedule. Person that would do push-ups, that would do bench press, that would go for like 3-mile runs 3 times a week, things like that. But I never had a routine or schedule for it until my early 30s when I got into fitness a little bit more serious.
Nice. And what as far as the business aspect, what made you transition into the business aspect of it all?
Man, business. So I know for me, I've always said to myself that I wanted to be in service of just the people. And if I could help people and monetize my skill. So again, it was kind of like a perfect storm for me. I never had a plan or agenda to set out to be a strength coach. I literally was working at the post office. I got laid off. I think Obama was about to get in office and a law had passed or something passed where I was able to go to school and I was able to get unemployment and a stipend.
Nice.
And I went to school and got some certifications and got into fitness. It wasn't really like I set out to do this per se. I kind of was just, striving to find my way.
Absolutely. Good stuff. With the body, a lot of people don't understand the body as much as they think or should understand their own bodies. When it comes to like stretching and opening up the body to do these type of workouts, what are the things that you instruct your clients to do to get ready and get set to get into these workouts and things of that nature?
So the first thing that one of the things that I'll live by is that quality movement comes from quality health. So I don't get into looking at six packs or how sculpted shoulders or biceps are. One of the things I'm asking you is how much water did you drink? What kind of rest did you get? What kind of stress are you dealing with right now? How do you handle stress? All of those things are a determining factor in, again, the program design, how we train, and then what we can do and what we should do according to those things. So if you're somebody that's dehydrated, maybe we shouldn't do 100 swings today because you're dehydrated. You don't have the fuel to go like that. Maybe we should just open your hips up. Maybe we should just do some basic posture work. Maybe we should do some basic alignment today. So really all depends. And I feel like nutrition is a major key to that and why people are not understanding and feeling their bodies in a certain way like they should be. Some people feel like, for instance, if we go into nutrition briefly, that when they eat food, if they feel sleepy and their stomach is bloated, that was a good meal. When really, your body's inflamed. And this is not a good meal. You shouldn't feel like bloated and sleepy after you eat. So we don't know how to feel our bodies. We're not in tune with ourselves. So thus we're not in tune with what we think from a workout perspective. So sometimes people feel like waking up in pain is protocol or, no pain, no gain. I'm always keen on telling people pain means like something's wrong.
Absolutely. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Pain means something's wrong. Pain is your body signaling you to take a look at this. Something's going on. You need to stop. You need to not continue without taking a look at what's going on. Yeah. So food has an issue to do with why we're not connected to ourselves. And that relates to why we're not understanding how to feel and what we need to be doing in our workouts to optimize our time that we, devote to working out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love the way you talked about the pain, man, because like you said, people just think that if they're in pain, that the medication that the doctors give them is going to just, I'm going to go to the doctor for that. And sometimes you can just listen to your body and your body is saying, lay off of this, lay off of that. But our teaching, the teachings that we come to believe in we have to be retaught. We have to put all of that to the side and say, you know what, this is not what is right for my body. A lot of people don't understand that, right. What's right for them. Everybody wants to say, oh, well, they're doing this. Everybody, oh, look at the Chick-fil-A line. It's crowded. So that means they have something good over there. They really don't. They really don't. And, we could talk about this for days about pain and inflammation and the foods that we're eating that are causing these things. But it's it's up to the person to really, really get out there and open up their mindset for the change at the end of the day. You talked about stress and working out or stress how can that stress or how can working out with you be a stress reliever to a client or someone else that's out there listening?
Oh, that's excellent. I mean, that's not just training with me in general, just training with any, a good strength coach, right? Just movement in general and exercise in general is a stress relief. I don't know if irony would be the right word to use here, but exercise is actually a stress on the body. However, it's a positive stress that's going to bring forth a good change. So exercise, and then again, depending on what you're ready for, what's your state of readiness? What's your nutrition? What's your stress level? And what's your physical aptitude? We have to look at strength as a skill. And just because you see somebody that look like maybe they shouldn't be able to lift a set amount of weight that they can, doesn't mean you should be able to do that as well. So what's your skill level? What's your state of readiness? Things of that nature. That all plays a part in strength training and where you want to get to in your goals.
Okay, cool. What's your what's your daily routine? When you wake up in the morning, what's your daily routine like?
Oh man, I wish I could hold this every day. I think I'm good about maybe 4 times out the week. This happens regularly for me. I get up, I have some I squeeze key lime, and I have warm water. I drink that. I do some arm bars. I do some prying goblet squats. I move around a little bit, some kettlebell swings, some deadlifts. When I say a rack carry, either I place the kettlebell in a rack position with one arm, or I place it in a goblet position with two hands. So I'm holding it in front of me, chest high. Actually, even a little bit higher than my chest because I want my eyes to be able to see through the kettlebell handle.
Okay.
So either I'm doing a march like that to just turn everything on, grip strength, and just turn my whole body on, some kettlebell swings. I then strive to read a little bit. So I strive to read is what will I strive to read? It really depends. I always try to read something either in the medical field as far as like human movement is concerned and medicines on the body, things like that, even though I don't talk about medicines with my people, but I just like to look at that type of information to put me in a mind frame when I go into my training. So that's a general practice, and I'm generally training about 6 times a week. So I think 4 times throughout the week, I wake up and that's my normal routine. A couple times throughout the week, my routine is not, I don't get a chance to, do everything in that same order. Burn sage and open up the window, water the plant. I don't get to do it in that same order every time.
Absolutely.
But 4 times out the week, I think I knock that little routine out.
Absolutely. And time has a lot of huge factors on our day-to-day, staying on track on our day-to-day.
Sure.
And what I do, like you said, it's hard. We're human. We have things that come up. But I do have the Google Calendar where I do set my different tasks every day where, I have it on there for week to week. And it's like, 30 minutes of reading. I have my workout on there. At this time, I'm just running at this moment. So I have that on there. I have, meditation, and listening to, just a good word on YouTube or something like that, some positive, just to have those things out. So if you guys are listening out there and you're struggling with staying on track, use your calendar, use the smartphone the way it was intended to be used. You could put all of those things on there on your calendar just to have reminders as well to get those things. And we may not hit those reminders. Maybe we might hit the snooze on it 1 or 2 days out the week. But as long as you're staying on track for the most part, that's all good out there. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So. What are you currently doing right now? Like what's in the forecast right now? What's coming up?
No, I with my again, the person I consider to be my mentor. His name is Darius Gilbert. He's out of Alexandria, Virginia. He has what's called Dynamic Sport Performance. And again, I'm just on this journey of learning. So Coach has been doing this for over 20 years. He's a master RKC kettlebell instructor. He has his own thing again, Dynamic Sports Performance Certified Coaching. And I'm just really interested in the way that he is designing his programs and what he's doing for athletes and just humanity overall from a strength perspective. And Coach is always adding something new. So right now, I'm just in the process of really just learning his manual and this approach, this unique approach in kettlebell training, in athletic and strength protocol development. And I'm not gearing up for no physical certifications. I did all of those, and I'll be 48. So I'm good. I don't have to do no more. I paid my dues already. But I still like to test my metal once in the blue. So for my own sake, we have what's called the snatch test, which is 100 snatches in 5 minutes.
Okay.
And so once in the blue, I still like to test my metal and see that I can complete the snatch test.
Okay.
So I'm not training for anything in particular other than life and just, being a better human being per se. But no physical certifications or anything like that at all. Just always looking to be a better trainer and how could I service the people at a more efficient rate.
Okay. And with becoming a better human being, like what are some of those things that you're doing and practicing on a day-to-day basis to, because I'm asking that just generally because, I've been talking to, I have a client that I'm coaching right now, and it went from wellness training to more accountability coaching. And it's like, I found out yesterday that me and him are on the same journey in life and bettering ourselves. And I've talked to a couple of different people in like just the last week, and everybody's on the same journey of just bettering themselves and just, at the point in their lives where they're at like this, I guess in Joseph Campbell's book, the hero's journey, they're in the most cave right now, and they're on a journey of coming out of the cave to be better than what they were before they got into the cave or they went into the cave. With that being said, like, what are some of the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis or weekly basis to enhance yourself as being a better human being out here? Because but real quick, with that being said, it's like with all the crisis in the world and all the things, all the negativity that's going on in the world. Yeah, what are those things? But you can go into it now.
I know for me, first and foremost, I look at my nutrition. That's like the first thing I do, and I just think that your gut is your second brain. So if I'm not eating right, then I'm not going to have good thoughts. I'm not going to be able to break down things or receive information or process data, things like that, predicated on the type of foods that I eat. So first and foremost for me is eating the proper foods and just being right to my body, learning how to fast, learning how not to eat all the time. Sometimes have a smoothie, have some water, give your body a rest. In doing so, you get a chance to listen to your body better. In listening to your body better, you get a chance to honor your truth better.
Yes.
So you get a chance to walk in the trajectory of who you want to be. And that also goes into how you treat people, the relationships you engage yourself in, and also for me personally, again, becoming more like not self-serving, but selfless and the idea of servicing others. I just think that that's the greatest way to become a better person without getting more political or into anything else. I just think that eating right and just striving to clear my thoughts and read better, update myself on information. And I think that sense of information within myself allows me to operate and conduct myself and treat people in said ways.
Nice.
That are just better in general. Again, I'm striving to stay clear of like politics and how people feel about, the times or, whether you think it's going to church or whatever the case may be. I'm striving to stay clear of those things.
Okay. All right. If you want to, hey man, if you want to say those things, say them. Like, get it off your chest. That's what we're here for. This program is about, health and wellness and about all aspects of all things. So, if you want to lay something out there for the people, go ahead and lay it out there. Whatever people do, if it gives them some said level of civilization, that's great. I'm not into, if going to church is great, that's cool. Whatever it may be for you, if it gives you a said level of civilization and you don't hurt the elderly and you don't hurt the youth, that's great. Yep. Good to hear. Excellent. What are 3 recommendations that you have for the listeners right now? It could be a book, it could be an audio, it could be whatever. What will be 3 recommendations that you would like to leave the listeners with?
Man, increase your water intake, increase your fruit and vegetable intake if you haven't, and please get 6 to 8 hours of quality rest as best as possible. I think those 3 things make a tremendous difference in your overall life, your job, your performance, whether it's training, athletic performance, you getting along with your family members, relationships, the boss at work, whatever the case may be. I think if you drink more water, I think if you eat more fruits and vegetables and you get better sleep, whether your choice is to leave that situation or you have a better way to mitigate the situation to stay in it for a better outcome, I think those 3 things legitimately can help clean up a lot of other things that's going on in your day to day.
And that sounds like the most easiest fast that somebody could do as well. Like water, fruits and veggies and better sleep. That's the foundation right there. That's like,
I think we underestimate the power and the science of water. I think that like a lot of times when we're feeling a certain way, if you just drink water, I mean, even when you think you're hungry, right? A lot of times we're mistaking hunger for dehydration.
Yeah.
I was just listening to a song by KRS-One earlier. It's called Disaster Pack. I forget the name of the song, but he was talking about surviving during times, and he was saying most people pass from dehydration, not starvation. So make sure you got set amount of water, XYZ, right? Yes. So I think we really underestimate how powerful water is. Water is going to, you've seen stats on stuff like this before. Absolutely. Water before a shower will help to lower your blood pressure. Water before you go to sleep at night helps to prevent strokes. Water 15 to 30 minutes before you eat helps your digestion. Water 30 to 45 minutes after you eat helps your digestion. I mean, it's so many positive things with water that we really just mistake it for. If you're feeling lethargic, you're in a cognitive fog, you might just need to simply drink more water.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when we tend to overthink it. Even with the health and wellness aspects, a lot of people just tend to overthink how they make it difficult, and it's such an easy, but you just got to stay on task at the same time. But it's something easy to do, and you can still have your French fries. You can still have whatever those vices that you like. That if you like pizza and things like that, you can still have that. But keeping those core values and eating at a good rate on a weekly basis, and just having those 2 days probably for the days you want to cheat. Cheating is good, and a lot of people think, oh, if I cheat, then I failed. No, you didn't. You're being human. You're eating a food that you love to eat, but those other 5 days of the week, you just striving to, eat healthier options during those days. And they could be tastier options at the same time. And we just overthink everything when it comes to our well-being. But we don't overthink, jumping in those drive-throughs at all. Those are just like, oh, it's open, it's clear, I'm in.
Well, we're inundated with a lot, and we're in a microwave society. So we're inundated with now.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't feel like waiting to prepare this type of food that's going to be good for me or XYZ. I'd rather go get those French fries right now. And like you said about having cheat days and things like that, I like to look at it like just having like more of a balanced lifestyle, right? Where it's like, it's not necessarily a cheat day, where it's just like, today I had a piece of cake that I normally wouldn't have, but 6 other days throughout the week, I'm not going to have this piece of cake.
Absolutely.
However, that comes from a certain level of discipline, and that also comes from the people that you are around and the circle and the environment that you are in.
Got that right.
So if you're not around nobody that's supportive, right? Me, personally, the people that I'm around, we've been vegan or plant-based, and pardon me for saying vegan, but vegan so people can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We like to say plant-based. Well, we've been dealing with that choice since like 1998, early 2000. If we were around people, the bulk of the people, I actually lost friends when I said that, I'll come to the cookout, but I won't have no burger or anything. I don't eat meat no more. I had people that got mad, yelled, why not? I'm eating meat. What's wrong with you? So, if I didn't have anybody around me, if I didn't have any elders around me, one of my first trainers, Brother Kenyatta, at a program in Newark, New Jersey called STEP, and STEP means Striving Together Equals Progress. This brother had been, plant-based for, again, I'm almost 50. The brother right now might have been plant-based for maybe 40 years now.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't around elders like that, if I wasn't around people my age and a little bit younger that was like, keep going, and I'm into that as well. If I was only around those that said, why aren't you eating meat? Why aren't you doing this, that, and the third? Maybe I succumb to just eating meat, which isn't a bad thing per se. However, we're just talking about the nutritional approach and being like supported in like reaching goals and optimizing where you want to be at. So if you don't have that support group or people that know, it becomes a little bit more difficult.
It does.
So being inundated with a lot of things on a day-to-day basis, and we're in a microwave society, some people just don't know. And I think that one of the things, if I go a little bit into, maybe if I mention the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and one of the favorite things that for me that he always says is, you put a clean glass next to a dirty glass. You don't need to vilify the dirty glass. You just give the people a choice. And I think that a lot of people just haven't had a choice.
Yes.
So they just don't know no better. So again, being in certain circles, having people around you, and having certain people, help you out in your trajectory where you want to go as far as like your fitness goals, nutrition goals, things like that.
Cool. Like that. All right, Coach, man, it's a pleasure, brother. I thank you for coming on and talking about, yourself and Atlas Wellness. And how can people get in contact with you if they wanted to join the program or get some of those online workouts or in-person workouts?
So I can be contacted. I'm on Instagram, coach.atlas. You can send me a message there. My email is also iamcoach.atlas@gmail.com. Good brother Joseph Campbell told me I did not have to put a dot at Gmail. However, that's how my that's how my email reads. So I'm a little bit quirky. So I'll keep reading it that way. So iamcoach.atlas@gmail.com and also coach.atlas on Instagram. At this moment is the only social media ways that Instagram is the only social media that I use at this moment. Okay. And hopefully we'll have some more stuff in the works coming soon as far as social media and video tutorials and things like that.
Cool. Good stuff, brother. Good stuff. And shout out to brother Joe. We got to get him on this podcast too to talk about what he does. He's like the most interesting man in the world.
Interesting man in the world. He does everything.
He does everything.
Yeah, he does everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So, yes, like we talked about before, I want to definitely have you on, talk about, your daily herbal, concoctions that you do for life, and things of that nature. Okay. So we'll definitely come back and swing back on another episode for that and, get the viewers ready for that episode right there. All right, my man.
Definitely. I appreciate that. Thank you very kindly. I hope I wasn't too wordy. Me and Joe have been working on me becoming a little bit more concise in my responses. So
nah, you all good, man. Everything was positive. Everything is positive. So I appreciate your words of encouragement, your words of enlightenment, and I bless you. Much success with your programs and with yourself on a day-to-day basis. And we're rocking out, and we're here with you. All right.
I appreciate that, beloved. I'm here as well. Thank you very kindly.
You're very welcome. Coach Atlas, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Atlas here on the check-in, giving it to you live and uncut about wellness, lifestyle, and making the transition to building a better you. So if you want to get in contact with Coach Atlas, the information for him will be in the show notes. Until next time, enjoy, be well, and continue to make the lifestyle change that lasts. Have a great one, everybody.